welcome back to my channel, and I'm so excited to finally share this video with you guys. Now, it's not something that I've had to keep secret, under wraps or anything like that. I just hadn't got round to editing, voicing over and uploading it. So it's been sat on my computer waiting to be done for ages, but I've finally gotten round to it. In this video, I'm going to be doing several different design ideas to complete the whole set, but the feature of this design is a trend that's been around for quite some time now, but I've not done in a video before, and that is the 3D French. I love a 3D French. I wouldn't want to do a full set, but for an accent nail, I love it. And the whole design is inspired by one of the glitters from the nail team Yummy Glitter collection. So Lottie is all ready to go, tips are applied, these were the gem stiletto tips with the tips nipped off, thin clear base down, and now I am starting off with the Perfect Nails Peach Mask Cover Acrylic, and I'm going to be doing reverse smile lines on the ring finger and the middle finger. So my first bead, I am creating that smile line shape. Probably needed to drain out a little bit more liquid with this one, but just keep working it with your brush and you get there in the end. I'm blending it back so that my second bead will just blend down over top and we'll have a nice seamless blend, no lines or anything across that nail bed. And then just doing plenty of work with my brush, patting in those those smile line sides, making sure it's nice and even all the way around. And then when I'm happy, I will do the cuticle bead and just blend that in to create the entire nail bed cover. And then I repeat that process on the middle finger. Now, I didn't use these cover powders to create the apex and the strength with these nail beds. I then capped in clear, and I quite often do that with my reverse smile lines and nail beds, cap in clear. I just think it makes them look less plasticky and fake. It just makes it look slightly more healthy and natural. So going to do exactly the same on the middle finger. We will then cap those smile line nail beds and then move on with the rest of the design. So just finishing off building up the apex and the structure on those nail beds with my clear, and then I'm going to leave them to set so I can file those smile lines so they're nice and crisp, ready to continue the design. While that sets, I'm going to add a little bit of colour, and I've got Totally Taupe. This is one of the, or Totally Taupe, however you prefer to say it. This is from the Glam and Glits Naked collection, and I'm just painting it on my index nail. This is just a bit of a base colour, so just going to paint it all the way from cuticle to tip. Not worrying about the structure of the nail here. This is design. I will cap it in clear at the end. So making sure the colour is even all the way across the nail, just tidying up around that cuticle a little bit, and then I'm going to leave that to set before capping in clear. As I said, this is purely for design purposes. You can use Glam and Glitz as strength powders, but I prefer to use them as design. So these are the gel polishes I'm going to be using for my 3D French. They're all from Gems Nail Systems, and they're all very natural and nude colours. First up we have got Louisa, so this is the darkest of my colours. Then I've got Jodie, which is a really, really nice pale pink. It's absolutely beautiful. Lindy is what I would call a proper nude gel colour. It is absolutely beautiful, wearable for everybody. And last but not least, Megan, which is the lightest of all the colours. It is very much a natural colour. It's got a slight pinky undertone to it. And I've just decanted a little bit of all of those colours onto my painted and posted palette. And now, using my Barbara 2 brush from Crystal Nails, I'm going to apply the first gel colour for my 3D French. So I'm painting it right around that wall of my smile line, which has been filed nice and crisp and neat. So I want to get right up to the nail bed surface, and then I'm going to start pulling that colour down onto the tip. I want to follow the shape of my smile line, and I just want to do, it's going to be the next block of colour. So just how big I want that block to be, where I want that colour to be, and when happy I'm going to cure, and then I'm going to go in and do a second coat with the gel polish. Now these are really pigmented that you probably could get away with one coat, but I much prefer doing 2 coats. It's worth spending that little bit of extra time doing the 2 coats, in my opinion. So as you can see, I'm going right around that wall, right up to the surface of the nail, and then down on the tip. Don't worry if you get it on the top of the nail, because we will file all of that away. Second cure, and now I'm going to cap that little band of gel polish in my clear acrylic. Now I want to work slightly wetter with the clear because I want it to be completely transparent when finished. I don't want any bubbles or anything in it that's going to ruin that 3D effect. So it is a little bit wetter, but just doing all the work with my brush, shaping that smile line. Again, it doesn't matter because we are going to file, but I want to make it as neat as possible, and then I'm going to let it set. Now this is the glitter that inspired the entire set. This is Rhubarb Crumble from the Yummy collection, and you can see I picked my gel colours to match the different colours of glitter in this mix. So I've got that darker nude, I've got the nudie nude, and I've got the pink, and this is what inspired this entire set. And I'm going to be honest now, I loved how it turned out. I really did. It was worth spending the time on the 3D French and the other little touches I added. Because I've got a lot going on, sort of the middle 3 nails, on the pinky and the thumb, I'm just doing full glitter nails. This is quite a mixed cut of glitter, but it has got some chunkier pieces, so I prefer to work little beads, patting it down and just moving it around, making sure I've got nice coverage over the entire nail without bulking it out. We don't want to add bulk because we don't want to file into it when we come to when we've capped at the end. So just little beads, patting it down, using the brush to make sure there's full coverage over the nail, and then I will let that glitter set before capping in clear acrylic, because I hate applying my glitter and then it all smushing all over the place. So my thumb is now applied, and the clear acrylic on my first band of colour is set. So we're going to file that in, and now I'm going in with the next colour, which is Jodie, so that beautiful pink. Exactly the same process, so I'm going around the wall first and then bringing it down onto the nail tip. And you can see there where I have got some on the surface of the nail. Doesn't matter, we're going to file that away, but you can just wipe it off before you come to cap. Like I did with the first colour, I'm going to bring it down the tip in that smile line shape, following the shape that we're already creating. Cure that first coat and then go in with the second coat, covering around the wall of the smile line, that smile line on the tip of the nail, and then after that second coat is cured, again I'm going to cap in clear acrylic. This is where we are building the structure to the nail, so we want to make sure it's got the thickness, and using the brush just to shape that sort of block of clear, making sure I've got a nice wall so that I can paint the next colour to create that 3D effect. And when I'm happy, we'll let that acrylic set before filing and going in with the next colour. Not quite enough acrylic for this one, so just working that a little bit wetter, as you can see, and just following that smile line shape. Working with my brush so that I've got that nice neat shape all the way around. And once I'm stopped faffing, we'll let that set and we're going to move on to the next nail. So while that clear is setting, moving on to the pinky, and just like the thumb, I'm going to do a full nail of this beautiful Rhubarb Crumble from the Yummy collection. So nice little bead, making sure I've got that nicely and neat around the cuticle, and then I will start pulling the product down, little beads as before, just building up the coverage from cuticle to tip, and then I will let the glitter set as I do on the thumb before capping it. Now, you've seen me do this, you don't need me to talk through it, so I'm going to shut up. I filed the smile line on my ring finger, and I am now going to apply that glitter just on the tip of this nail. So I'm just doing the one nail with the 3D French. That is more than enough in my opinion, so I thought I'd just go in with the glitter on this one. It's such a pretty glitter. It was the inspiration for the set, so I figured, you know, might as well use it as much as I can. So just using the brush just to tap those glitter pieces right up to the smile line, right up in those wings, making sure it's got the coverage right to the very tip. And once I'm happy, we'll let it set before capping. And because we've already capped the nail bed itself to create the apex and the structure, we just need to cap the tip on this nail. So just a little bit more up in those wings. You can see I've got a little gap, just patting that down, and then we can move back to the 3D French nail and apply the next colour. So the clear acrylic is set, we have filed it nice and crisp, and now we're going in with that beautiful nudie neutral nude, which is Lindy. So exactly the same, round the wall to begin with, right up to the very surface of the nail, and then following the same smile line shape, just going to bring that down the tip. If you're unhappy with the shape, just wipe it away before you cure. Don't cure it, wipe it away, redo. I'm going to cure that first coat. I'm going to repeat by doing the second coat around the wall onto the nail tip surface, and then as before, cure this and cap in clear acrylic. Making sure we build up another wall because we've got one more colour to apply, and making sure we've got everything nicely capped and our structure there. So while I wait for the next block of clear acrylic to set on my 3D French, I'm going to go back and I'm going to cap all the other nails in clear acrylic. This is where I'm going to make sure I've got my apex in the correct place. I have got all the structure across the entire nail, and all of that glitter is fully encapsulated, so when we come to file at the end, I don't file away any of the glitter. So I'm going to encapsulate the pinky, the index finger and the thumb, and I'm going to encapsulate the very tip of my ring finger where I applied that glitter. Then these nails are all done, ready to file into shape. We just got to finish off that 3D French. Okay, in with the last colour, and this is Megan. We're going right round that nicely filed wall again, and then we are just going to apply the polish right to the end of this tip. Make sure everything is covered before curing and going in with the second coat. And then once the second coat is cured, so in with that second coat. Once this one is cured, we can cap the very tip of this nail with our clear acrylic, and that is our 3D French done for application. So the design is now all applied. We need to file these nails to shape. And here they are. This design is really starting to come together now. I'm going to give them a good clean before finishing them off, and you can already see how that 3D French is starting to look. On the ring finger, I'm just going to add some crystals around the cuticle line. So I'm applying some of my Perfect Nails gel glue with a micro swab, and then I'm going to use a selection of rose gold crystals and some pink opals, and I'm just going to do a few around the cuticle up to sort of the wings of glitter. I'm going to flash cure one side so they don't move while I do the second side, and then exactly the same, just going to apply a little bit of that gel glue, apply the crystals in the same pattern, and then give this a full cure, and that will keep those crystals in place and nice and secure. So those crystals are in place and fully stuck down. But now I want to bring in the colours I used on my 3D French onto my index nails. So I've got the same 4 colours and my painted and posted palette, and I'm just going to decant some blobs of these colours together because I'm going to do a bit of a gel marble on my index nail. So I've started with Louisa, and then I've added some Jodie, and then felt I needed a bit more Louisa. I'm then going to go in with some of Lindy, just in any of the gaps. I don't want it to all mush together because I want to see the different colours for the marble. And then a touch of Megan. And then I'm just going to zig and zag through with a dotting tool. And then on that nail I'm going to apply a nice coat of Betty Base. I find for a marble, Betty Base works brilliantly. So I'm going to apply that to the whole nail, and before curing I'm going to pick up some of those colours from my palette with a ombre brush, and then I'm just going to pull it through that Betty Base to create a nice marbly effect across the nail. And this then ties in with my 3D French. This is one of those where it's just however you're happy with the design, and when you are, you want to cure it straight away. And that is this entire design done. So we need to finish off with top coat. So I'm going in with my Perfect Nails top gel here. This is going to bring the entire design back to life. Look at that beautiful glitter. We're going to make sure we get right up to those crystals without covering them up. This will add a little bit extra security to them, along with the gem glue that we already used, making sure the rest of the nail is covered. And now we're going to get first true look at this 3D French, and I absolutely loved the colours for this. I love a 3D French, but as I said at the beginning, I wouldn't want to do a full set. One accent nail, and in this design I thought it looked perfect. But yeah, I couldn't do 5 or even 10 if I was doing it on a person. Just going to top coat that marble. If you feel that it's a bit lumpy bumpy, you could do a couple of coats or even use something like Felicity Flex as well. Now they are cured, this 3D French yummy design is finished, and yeah, this is one of my most favourite designs I've done for a while. I loved how this one came out. I love the colours, I love the glitter. I think it's such a beautiful set. It's very neutral colours, but it's such a stunning design in my opinion, and I do hope you all agree. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. I will pop all the products I've used in the description box, so make sure you check that out, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye! Mwah!